Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce our final project. We implement a dashboard to visualize some stock information. So first, let's look at the code. And our project is based on the Flask application. We wrote some Python files for the client and for the server, and then we write some JavaScript code for the client, and the JavaScript is based on D3.js, and we use Ajax for the communication between the client and server. So let's look at this dashboard first. First, let's look at the line plot in the left corner. It is a very useful plot that if you want to buy stock, you will check the price history first and to predict whether you are going to achieve a expected return, or whether the price of this stock is growing recently or recent years. The initial plot of the history is the total price of the Standard and Poor 500 stock in the past 2 years. You can modify the parameters on your own, so that you can type your stock code here, like Amazon, and you can select the time here. Then if you want to, you can type multiple at the same time. And like you can see more, like I want to see the Facebook, and you can make a compression of them. Next, let's look at the geo map here. The color plans represent the headquarters of the Standard & Poor 500 stocks distribution in the United States. The color here represent the quantity of the headquarters in the United States. The brighter color represent less number of headquarters, and the darker color represent more numbers. The interval of them is between 0 to 20 according to the side axis. And if you slide your mouse on the map, and you can see the name of each state, and we will discuss the linking function next. So let's look at the pie chart first. Each part of it represents one stocks, and the size of them represent the average yearly volume of this stock, which means that how many volume will this stock be bought and sold 1 year. And you can see the history of the price of the stock by clicking on the specific stock. Yeah, like that. And the line plot will change accordingly. And the line plot will display the stock code on the top. And that means that these stocks make up their portion to the trading market in this area, and it will change by you selecting the states here. Then let's look at the pie chart, the table. As the states, it is the top 7 return ticker listed here. The initial rank is among the all Standard & Poor 500 stocks, and after you click on the map, it will change accordingly to the state's highest return ticker. And you can find the top return ticker in the selected area by this top table. And finally, it's our portfolio frontier plot. The efficient frontier is a set of optimal portfolios that offer the highest expected return for a defined level of risk, or the low risk for a given level of expected return. Portfolio that lies below the efficient frontier are suboptimal because they do not provide enough return for the level of risk. And we can discuss the scatters here. The scatters are some random portfolio that we generated here for the baseline. Mention the color of the scatter. The darker the color and the maximum sharp ratio return the sharp ratio, we can define it as the return of our algorithm portfolio minus the free risk return, then divided by the variance. So people will prefer a higher sharp ratio, and you can see the scatter, and it got a higher sharp ratio. The scatter and the scatter are always below these two line, these two frontier, which means that that it is the suboptimal scatter. Users can decide how much risk they can afford and look forward to get a maximum return under this risk. Like if you want to choose like the risk is about 16%, and you can get a higher return in our algorithm. You know that we got this, and other scatter will return a less return than our algorithm. And our algorithm also get multiple choice for L1 and L2 penalty. Users can also consider that. And for the user interaction, user can define which stock in the portfolio and the time interval. You can type the stock here. Like if you click on here, there are 3, but if you type more than 5 stocks at the same time, and the frontier will update. And you can also see that our algorithm is also the optimum, and the scatter is always below these 2 lines. You can see the growing trend of your selected stock here, and you can find out expected portfolio at the same time. Like I want to have the 15% risk, and then and I want to get a highest return. So let's look at the linking between each plot. When you type a stock code, if the stock code number is larger than 5, the frontier will update at the same time as we have already do that. And you can see the portfolio, and you can see the price history. And if you click on the geo map to select the states, like the Texas, sorry for that, and we can do something like refresh them. It may got some missing value in this states. And if we click on the Nebraska, and you can see there are only one stock in this area, and it's only Apple now. And the yearly return, average yearly return is, and then we can see the Nebraska the line plot, and it is like a growing trend, and because of the stocks is less than 5 in this area, so the frontier will not update. And if we choose the Virginia, like there are lots of one in here in Virginia, and you can see the frontier updated at the same time. All the stock in the area will be represented on the line plot like that, and you can check the price history on each stock. And apart from that, if the quantity of the stock in the states is over 5, the portfolio frontier plot will update by the stock of the of your selected states. And if we choose the Texas, and we will update the top return of this at the same time. The Texas, there are so many stocks here. I can choose Washington. Yeah, the Frontier will update at the same time. That's all for our projects. Thank you for listening.